It's Madden NFL 23, where we'll see a brawl inside the AFC West. It's the Raiders and the Chargers, and it's all up next on EA Sports.
We are just a couple miles east of the LAX airport, just off the 405 and the 105 at the beautiful SoFi Stadium in Inglewood. Today we start the new season with an AFC West Division battle right out of the gate between the Las Vegas Raiders and the Los Angeles Chargers. Alongside Charles Davis in the booth, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and we welcome you to week one of a new NFL season. And, partner, no waiting around for either of these teams. We are jumping right into the season with an AFC West rivalry game between the Chargers and the Raiders.
And so much attention on the AFC West as we head into this season. Both of these teams fought their way to winning records last year, and the division was tough then. Very similar teams, remember. Las Vegas snuck into the playoffs at 10-7. Los Angeles just left out at 9-8, and they had that winner-take-all game to finish it in Week 18 last year. We know that every win's going to be crucial, especially in this division. Let's get this one going. Partner, I know you're ready to go.
22 men ready to do battle. It's time to dance. And we are underway in Southern California. Joe Reed going to return it from his end zone. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. The Charger offense makes its way out for the first time in this ball game, and leading the way, already a star in just his third season, it's Justin Herbert.
It feels like hyperbole, but it's actually reality. In only 2 seasons, we've seen Justin Herbert do things rarely or never seen before in the NFL. He's one of only 9 quarterbacks now with a 5,000-yard passing season and made the Chargers a top 5 offense for the first time since 2010. He's also the only quarterback to ever throw at least 30 touchdowns in each of his first 2 seasons and set a record for completions over that same span.
Eckler going to get it again on second down. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27. Third play of this opening drive as they're looking at a 3rd and 3. Now Herbert with it, looking to pass. Over the middle, and it's caught. Keenan Allen. And he is going to have the Chargers first down as they convert on 3rd and 3 with a nice gain of 7 yards. That catch for his career is number 731, and that's the number that Calvin Johnson ended with when he stopped his career in 2016.
Yeah, what could have been for him. So maybe now what we'll see is someone else continue to elevate their game and put this number well in his rearview mirror. I think 800, not out of line here.
Delay of game, offense.
So they accept the penalty, of course, and push the offense backwards a bit.
Still first down.
So a little bit of a stiffer challenge now. 1st and 15 following the delay of game. Herbert will give this one to Eckler. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31. On 2nd and 12, Herbert. A quick throw knocked away and incomplete.
Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating a defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
Going to throw on 3rd down with Herbert. Finds the open man. It's Mike Williams. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. They call it a gain of 19, and it moves the chains.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people. But you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
So here's a 1st and 10 now in Raider territory at the 49-yard line. They go back to the ground now with Eckler. And he'll manage to pick up about 4 at second down. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. A shotgun snap for Herbert. Got a man over the middle. It's Williams. And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line. Herbert on first down now. This is swung out to Eckler. And he's going to be marked down just inside the 35. To throw again on second down. Herbert steps away to his left. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's third down. Again, Herbert working the middle here. That's complete to Everett, the tight end. And he'll be marked down at about the 26-yard line.
Holding. Offense.
So following the holding call, what can they do here on 3rd and long? Herbert now. And he fires one that's intercepted. Jonathan Abram picks it. They may have thrown the interception, obviously less than ideal, but I think they also sent a message that they're going to push the ball downfield in this one.
Yeah, not afraid to take their shots right away, huh? What was that, like a 9-9-9 route? 9 meaning go? Just went ahead and went for it. Didn't work out so well because it certainly appeared the defense was prepared. But I'm with you. Okay, so it didn't work this time. Doesn't mean we won't try it again later.
And as the Raiders take over on offense, we get to see the man who has been the leader of this team for 9 seasons now, under center Derek Carr.
In the midst of a tumultuous 2021 season, the Las Vegas Raiders really turned to their quarterback, Derek Carr, to not only drive their offense, leading to career-high totals from the 8th-year passer and a nearly 5,000-yard season throwing the football, but also his leadership ability. He really grabbed that team and led them to the playoffs for the 2nd time in his career while coming out one of the toughest divisions in football.
On 2nd and 7, Carr. Man open is Keelan Cole, complete. And he works it across the 25 before being tackled. Give them 12 yards that time and a Las Vegas first.
Well, partner, that's the start that you want right there. And you know he spent the entire offseason throwing hundreds, I'd probably say thousands of passes, getting ready for that moment. The first throw of the new season. He's dreamed about it, thought about it, and now it's out of the way.
Yeah, 1 for 1, a lot more to go. Now a play fake. Carr. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. So that time, Charles, quarterback helpless really in the pocket in the face of a pass rush like that. They were on him instantly.
And this came from the edge, and those pass rushers, they have so many tricks of the trade to get around blockers. They have a lot of tools in their kit. This was pure speed and athleticism on this play, though, and they could barely get a glove on him before he got the quarterback on the ground.
And as we check the next-gen stats, you'll see he had precious little time to do anything with the football there. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He gets this to Davante Adams. And mark him down way up close to the 40 at the 39. The defense shaking their heads, not aggressive enough, and they allow him to convert a 3rd and 18.
I don't care who you put on him. He's going to be a handful in one-on-one throws.
Yeah, right now, you're right. They're in man-to-man. Maybe need some safety help.
I would say that'd be a good idea. Double team him somehow. I'm going to have to make someone else beat me rather than let him shred my defense.
Carr now on first down. Oh, that's into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked up by J.C. Jackson. And the Chargers are going to take possession here at their own 47-yard line. So consecutive interceptions here early on in this one, and maybe setting the tone, Charles, for a game where the defense really takes center stage.
And don't you think that both offenses are really catching a bit from their coaching staff about avoiding these turnovers that we've seen early? I think both teams are trying to find an advantage. We know that. Can one of them break away and take control of this game?
Chargers in good field position to start out. 1st and 10 on their side of midfield at the 47. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. That's caught by his tight end, Gerald Everett. And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48.
Brings up 2nd and 5 at the 48-yard line.
On 2nd down, Eckler. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down.
What a dynamic player Eckler has become since going undrafted out of Western State. He was top 5 in rushing touchdowns and all-purpose yards last season, while nearly getting his first 1,000-yard campaign on the ground. Somehow, he has yet to appear in a Pro Bowl. That seems likely to change this season.
A play fake, and now Herbert to throw. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a 1st down. Well done. 12 yards there as they move the chains.
And that's how you shake off the interception you threw on the opening drive, come back and throw another strike, and gain nice yardage. And I give credit to 2 people on this one. The man throwing the ball and the person calling the plays. They're not shutting him down early in this game.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Eckler now between the tackles. And he edges forward, but only gets a pair of yards out of it. It's 2nd down. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Once more, here's Eckler. And not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. Out of the gun, Herbert. This is caught. Touchdown, Chargers. Mike Williams, 28 yards. And the Chargers use the early turnover to get on the board first here in this one. Well executed there offensively. Defense looked a little confused, but he found his receiver, and that one good for 6 points.
And the payoff we just saw there tells us how many times they ran this play in practice over the past few weeks, because they executed that flawlessly right here on game day when the situation arose.
Hopkins with the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. That time a 6-play drive. And in the end, it was Mike Williams who capped the drive with a touchdown reception. Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away. Phillips now from the end zone. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Second drive of the game coming up for this Las Vegas offense. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in, everyone has matchups that they like better than others, where they think they have an advantage. Dial up some of those plays. Try and go to those spots and get your offense moving.
2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. The opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12.
Delay of game, offense.
That flag accepted, and it backs the offense up a little bit.
Still 2nd down.
Shotgun now for Carr. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down. On 3rd and long, it's Carr. Now he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked up by J.C. Jackson. And the Chargers will take over here as they get it up to the 43-yard line.
But it's certainly not giving much up to their defense, are they? Because for the 2nd time now, that Diaz had to run back out on the field early after an interception. And remember, on the last drive, the opposing side took it in for 6 after that interception.
The offense for Los Angeles returns to the field. They'll start in excellent field position following the INT. Herbert going to lead up the Chargers here, 1st and 10 at their own 43. On play action, they'll throw. They'll get this out wide to Eckler. And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48. And at his size, he's a smaller back. You can get him the football. He can kind of get lost, make someone miss. It's good for him.
Yeah, it's great for him. I like what you said there. Sometimes he gets lost in the traffic a little bit. But get him out in the open field into some space. That plays to his strengths the best and keeps him out of it where all the big boys are. You know, make him make someone miss in the open field.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete. Heavy set out there on 3rd and 1. They'll try to pick up the first with Eckler, and he'll get it down here to the 43. Call it a gain of 5 as they move the sticks.
I know the game's changed. A lot of people would say it's evolved. Look, I'm a little bit Neanderthal, okay? I love this. No exotic formations, no misdirection. Just line up and run the darn ball and pick up the first down. I love it.
Yeah, 3rd and short, that's what you're supposed to do. Like you said, old school, smash mouth football. On 1st down, it's Herbert. And the Raiders have got him. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
Oh, my goodness. Was that a defensive back that got to him with the pressure?
Oh, look at the former defensive back. You're all smiles up here.
I hope everybody can hear my smile on that play.
After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. Charger football to start quarter number 2. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. Here's Herbert. And he'll find Everett there, complete. And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line. This offense so far on 3rd down, they've been near perfect. 4 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 14. And able to catch it on the left sideline, but they're going to rule him out of bounds. So it'll be incomplete. Certainly one they'd like to have back as it brings up 4th down. On is the punter Scott here as he gets this one away. And they won't risk defending a return here. That one's out of bounds, and it'll be spotted at the 14-yard line. Derek Carr and the Vegas offense heading out. And he's been off target here early on. 2 drives, 2 interceptions. They'll look to snap that streak here as they start 1st and 10. They'll begin on the ground with Jacobs. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. Nice way to start the drive, a gain of 12 and a 1st down.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
On 1st down, Carr. That one thrown away from the pocket. The officials kind of looking at each other, but they'll say there was a receiver in the area, so no penalty, just an incomplete pass. Got a man open. It's Darren Waller. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. First catch of the new season for him, and he picks up the first.
Darren Waller's one of the top tight ends in the NFL, and when he's healthy, he's always on pace for a 1,000-yard season. Easy play right there for him to move the chains.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. To throw, it's Carr. On the out route, this is Adams with a catch. And he's going to be stopped up right at the line of scrimmage. On 2nd down, Jacobs. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. That one good for 13 and a Raider 1st down.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
So from Charger territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. Now Carr. And the screen unsuccessfully dropped it. Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10. They'll set up to throw. And he'll just get rid of it. This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions. Have him looking at 3rd and 10. Here's Carr to throw. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Now give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. And did they keep it in? They did. They kept it in. It's down close to the goal line at the 1-yard line.
You rarely call your punter a weapon, but he certainly was there. How about that? Pinning him down at the 1-yard line and helping out the defense in a big way. I'm telling you what, if I'm a defensive coordinator, I might be thinking safety right now.
From his own end zone, Herbert. That's taken in by the tight end, McKinney. And he will double the space they have to work with as they take it from the 2 to the 4. Up the middle with Eckler. And from the 4, they get it to the 8 on a pickup of 4. Justin Herbert looking to pass. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he is going to have the Chargers first down. They needed 3. He doubled that. He got 6. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. He can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
That's complete to the top. Now the ball comes loose. And they're going to set up shop at the 27-yard line. There are 2 words that we hear coaches say all of the time. One starts with a B, one starts with an S, ball security.
And they preach it. They have it up in meeting rooms, right? You see the signs. They talk about it all the time. But still, when you've got defenders out there who are preaching, hey, we're going to take the ball away from you, no matter what position you play, you've got to take care of the rock.
So after the fumble recovery, it's Carr. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10. They'll look to throw here. And now the ball's out. Carr lost it. Fumble. And this is recovered by the Chargers. The pocket collapsed around him. I know we talk about it a lot, but a QB has to have that 6th sense, doesn't he?
He really does, and I know of one team at one point was training their quarterback with that time frame, and anytime he didn't get rid of the ball within the right amount of time, they would blow a horn or blow a whistle to show him this is what that time is, just what you're talking about, training him to understand this is the amount you have, make sure the ball's gone. Didn't happen in this case.
They started on the ground with Eckler. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. On 2nd and 11 now. Herbert. And this throw a bit late as he couldn't reach back for it. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Now it's Herbert. He dumps it to Eckler underneath. And he can only manage to take the football to the 40, and that is well shy of the first down marker. 5 yards, not enough, and it'll be 4th down.
We can make this one pretty simple. Locked up all of his progressions downfield, forced to get it to his running back. But how about the way they ran to the football and knocked him down to force a 4th down?
On fourth down, J.K. Scott ready to punt it away. And a fair catch called for and made at the 12-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Raider drive will start from deep in their own territory with a 1st and 10. Carr and the Raiders come up 1st and 10 at their own 13. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Catch is made by Hunter Renfrow. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. That's a good way to start the drive. 17 yards and a 1st down.
Certainly no settling into the drive there. They came right out on the first play and attacked the middle of the field for a big gainer and a 1st down.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Throwing now is Carr. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football and picked up by the Chargers. And great field position coming up in the red zone at the 17-yard line. He already had the 1 fumble loss, so now 2 fumbles lost here in this first half.
Not setting the pace the way that you want it done. I mean, here in the first half, already twice the ball's come out and hit the turf. Got to find a way to take care of it. Otherwise, they may have to start thinking about maybe someone different in that position.
1st and 10 and kind of tipping their hand at running the ball. 3 tight ends are out there. Now Herbert following the turnover. He'll be hit and taken down at the 21. Vernon Butler showing his strength and quickness there. A loss of 4.
Well, that's the 2nd time he's been sacked so far in the first half. And if they have designs on having a big year, on going anywhere, they've got to find a way to keep him upright so he can throw the football.
So after the sack, here's 2nd and 14. Now Herbert with it, looking to pass. That is caught inside the 5. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. An excellent pickup of 20 yards.
And remember, this drive started off following the turnover, and they've taken no time working their way down the short field. A nice connection there, and now they're looking at a 1st and goal.
Eckler will take this into the end zone for a Charger touchdown.
Did my eyes deceive me, or was that an I formation play that was just run there for a touchdown?
A little old school eye.
How about that? Was that a fullback, tailback, running it into the end zone?
Well, that's what that fullback's for, right? That's why you use that. Let him pave the way.
Oh, without a doubt. He's an extra blocker, and he did his job well on that play.
Now it's Hopkins to add the extra point. And it's good to make it 14-0. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. And it's Austin Eckler who finishes things off with a touchdown run. Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away. Phillips now from the end zone. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18. The Raiders now set to get the football back. And, Charles, nothing like squaring off with a division opponent, a division rival in Week 1. Do you like that they are matching up this early, or would you prefer a game like this be a few weeks down the road?
I actually like the early matchup for a few reasons, Brandon. First of all, it allows you to see that in the entire offseason and know, hey, right out of the gate, we're playing a division game. Second part is it spreads them out a little bit. If you just have them all bunched up at the end of the year, that's not as much fun watching teams try to survive that gauntlet when you do have injuries down the stretch. And last but not least, let's face it, we're TV people. What a great game to set right out of the gate. Defensively, he has been a presence in their backfield in the first half. Had a sack earlier, and now he
third down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. Now Carr. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by Nasir Adderley. And the Chargers are going to take possession of the football. When I saw the pressure coming at him, that just looked problematic. Hit him as he threw it, and the interception ensued.
Let me pay homage to the man who stood in this spot before. He always talked about how much pressure is in the face of a guy, and can he step into a throw. And when you can't do that, oftentimes interceptions result.
And the LA offense ready for this next possession. It's been a good first half so far. They're up 14-0. Points here, that could really put them in command before intermission.
Yeah, and it's all well and good what they're seeing and how they're feeling right now. But this is the NFL. How many times have we watched 14-0 leads evaporate and quickly? So how have we seen them combat it? Continue to run your offense, but don't back off at all. Don't start looking at the clock. Don't start thinking about, hey, just take care of the football. Keep attacking. Usually the best way to maintain control.
4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. Two minutes to play, first half. It's 14-0. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
Hopkins' kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So the interception set him up with terrific field position, but 3 points, the end result.
Yeah, we can make this one pretty simple, partner. You always want to end drives with points, but that's one that you're going to look back on and probably say, we should have done better there.
Phillips now from the end zone. And the decision to bring it out, not a good one, as he's tackled at the 15. Las Vegas' offense back out there ready to go. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily that you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. Carl trying again on 2nd down. And his pass incomplete. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Again, it's Carr. Quickly a slant to Renfro. And he's going to be taken down at the 39, clearly short of the first by a few yards. Now a timeout called for by the defense as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. On 4th down, A.J. Cole comes on to punt. 44 on his first punt, and this is a good kick as well. It's a return of 5 following a punt of 42 yards. And it'll be Charger football here as they take over. Here's a Los Angeles offense as they get set to take possession. It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
They'll come up 2nd and 6 now from the 24. Herbert now. Quick hitter here. It's complete. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
This offense in midseason form here in the opener. It's 1st and 10. Back to throw here, Herbert. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Here's Herbert. And that throw behind his man. He missed him. Incomplete. An incomplete pass on 2nd down. That muddles things a little bit here. This is 3rd and 10. This time they stay on the ground. And some room to maneuver. And that's going to be good for the Chargers' first down as he's able to get this up past the 40. Chargers going to use their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. 2 first downs have them up to the 41 now for 1st and 10. Herbert. Flushed out right. He's airing it out for Williams.
Rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted.
Picked by Trayvon Mullen.
And the Raiders will take over here just shy of the 30. Well, Charles, you know, so close to halftime there. You throw the interception. Not only that, you do give it to them in plus territory as well.
Yeah, they were pushing real hard to try and get something more on the board on their side of the ledger right before the half. Looking at it with 20/20 hindsight, though, might have been better to hand it off a few times, hoping to get something to break instead of putting the ball in the air and, of course, putting the ball in jeopardy.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And with time quickly fading here in the 2nd quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Carr. Chargers able to get the pressure and bring him down. Halftime here on opening weekend. As we send you to our EA studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. And welcome back to football, everybody. We've got a full slate of 16 games here to start the new season. So let's take our first trip around the NFL. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the 2nd quarter. On now to a check on the next-gen stats for the Raiders in that first half. And they will need to get this passing game in gear because they did not do much of anything in that first half. And it's why the scoreline is what it is. Meanwhile, for the Chargers, they had a little more success than their counterparts did in the passing game, as evidenced by the numbers there.
All right, Coach, thanks very much. Fine work as always as we welcome you back for quarter number 3.
We'll see if week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the 2nd half. Derek Carr getting ready to go again on offense. And that first half was nothing short of a disaster. 0 points on the scoreboard and a big 3 in the INT column.
So they've got to get him going, obviously, right? So you've got to get him in rhythm. And we always think of short passes. I think of jet sweeps where they just kind of toss the ball forward. You know, that counts as a forward pass. And then you can say to him, look at that. You completed 3, 4, 5 in a row. Now you've got to get your confidence going.
And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. Right off the bat, it's a first down to start the drive, 12 yards.
And what a nice example there of a tight end doing exactly what he needs to do. How about how he worked his way to the outside, made sure he secured the catch, and then anything after that, we count that as a bonus. And indeed, he gets enough for the first down.
Throwing on first down is Carr. That's caught by his tight end, Foster Moreau. And he's corralled at the 40, but not before picking up 8. From the 40 now on second down. Carr gets this to Waller on the crossing route. And he's brought to the ground with another first down at the Chargers' 42. He goes for 18 there as the drive will continue.
That's always a good place to throw just because he's is one of the biggest targets not only on this team but in the National Football League.
And you and I both know the quarterbacks love these large-bodied tight ends, and why not? Nowadays, they're really wide receivers who are just taller and have a little bit more weight. These guys catch the football, make big plays downfield. In the old days, we wanted them to block. Now coaches want them to catch the football first.
On first down, Carr. Open man, that's Renfro. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. And a nice gain of 21 yards. I don't know what they talked about at halftime. Whatever it was, it worked. They look like a different team here in the third quarter.
Yeah, I doubt that there are very many trash cans that got kicked over that type of a speech. I think what they did was they analyzed what worked in the first half, what didn't, and figured out a better game plan.
Carr now on first down. That's complete to his tight end, Waller.
And they're going to get this down to about the 17-yard line here.
Carr going to give it to Jacobs. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Seventh play of the drive upcoming here on 3rd and 6. Carr going to throw. Touchdown Raiders. Davante Adams from 17 yards out. And the Raiders are able to cut into this lead as they score on the opening drive of the second half. That's a score you felt they had to have here in the third quarter to get back in this game.
And you know that there's an emphasis on their side. Hey, we know this. We know where we are. But sometimes that binds you up so much that you try too hard and you don't get the score. A perfect combination of urgency, yet relaxed enough to get it done.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And that'll cut the lead to 17-7. So that a 7-play, 80-yard drive.
And Davante Adams able to finish things with a touchdown reception.
On as the Raider kickoff unit now as they will send this one away.
Taking it about the 1. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26.
Now we'll look at the Chargers offense. They get ready for their first possession of the second half.
And they were terrific in the first half, built up a sizable lead, and it's just been cut into a bit following the opening drive score on the other side. But this is a unit that has to be itching to get the football again.
And you can say that again. They've got to be pretty eager because, let's face it, they've had to sit through halftime, then sit on the sidelines and watch that drive. So you can bet that they're saying, let's get on with this. We got to go out there and get some more points.
Working the middle here. That's complete to Everett, the tight end. And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8. Herbert off of play action. And that is incomplete. Here's J.K. Scott now as he's on to punt for L.A. A call for a fair catch, and it's made at about the 23-yard line. It'll be a 39-yard punt, no return, and the Raiders will take over now 1st and 10. Derek Carr and the Raiders set for their next possession. Last series, the ball never hit the ground. 6 of 6, touchdown pass, so whatever he did then, do it again, right?
Yeah, it reminds me a lot of when I watch the best quarterbacks throw 7-on-7 or even routes versus air. They're accurate, the receivers catch it, the ball never touches the ground. Or if you want to take it to basketball, a well-executed fast break, right? Pass, 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 finish at the rim, basket. Yeah, the ball never hits the ground there either.
Carr finding Waller there for the Vegas first.
Well, it certainly feels like there are more stars at the tight end position than there were even 10 years ago. And I think it's become more of a glamour position because of the ways it can hurt a defense, and guys want to be involved. They can be in line, close to the line of scrimmage. They can split out like receivers. But hands, route running, speed, and some toughness to go across the middle, you put it all together, you got a heck of a tight end candidate.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. To throw, it's Carr. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away.
Well, they certainly are letting up today, partner, because they've forced big turnovers already, and it's been incredibly tough for them to get yards against, let alone put points up on the board.
Here's A.J. Cole now as he's on to punt for Vegas. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old-school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is, can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive. On the give, this is Eckler. Now they're staring at a 3rd and 8. That last play backwards a yard. They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down. Going to throw on 3rd down with Herbert. Buying time to his left. On Herbert, his 3rd interception. Picked up by Rock Ya-Sin. And the Raiders are going to take possession of the football. So a potential momentum shifter there, working with a 2-score lead, 3rd quarter, but that, not the smartest of throws.
I would agree with you on that one because this game is still very much in the balance. It felt pretty one-sided to this point, but now, if these guys can turn this turnover into points, things could start getting a little more interesting.
Here's Las Vegas ready to take the field. And they'll start with great field position, trying to get back into this one. It's 1st and 10 here. Now after the INT, it's Carr. The throw taken in by Cole. And they're going to be set up now with a ball at the 13-yard line.
As long as you go through your proper reads and progressions, the drag route can be one of those old reliable plays because usually it's good for a good chunk of yardage, as we just saw there.
And those guys like it, right? They can get the ball with a full head of steam.
Especially against man coverage, because man coverage, they're typically running away from someone and not worried about traffic coming out on the other end.
And here he'll get it down to the 7. On 2nd down and 4. Carr. Touchdown! Foster Moreau. A 7-yard touchdown grab.
And the Raiders take the forced turnover on defense and convert it into 6 points.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And the lead's down to a field goal at 17-14.
Raiders 14.
So just a 3-point game now as they send this one away.
And this will come out to the 25 as Reed opts for the touchback. The offense for Los Angeles returns to the field. Pretty important 3rd quarter drive for them. Momentum has sort of shifted the other direction after that last touchdown as they nurse this small lead.
Here's Eckler to begin the drive. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Getting a sense that the momentum of this game is changing since the break. Nice play there, and this D is fired up.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. A shotgun snap for Herbert. And he'll find his man on the out route. That's Allen. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line.
It's a gain of 7. Makes it 3rd and 4.
Justin Herbert looking to pass. He'll get this to Eckler.
And he is going to have the Chargers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
They certainly had success throughout this contest getting him the ball in the passing game, and there he picks up another first down. Whatever they saw going into this one, they've been able to capitalize on it, and no adjustment has been made to take it away.
On 1st down, it's Herbert. And he's got his man in stride, complete.
And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
So here's a 1st and 10 now in Raider territory at the 43. They'll run out of the gun with Eckler. And good work there in open space. And he's got this all the way down now to the 32. 53 yards rushing for him now on 17 carries.
That's a nice run right there, able to get to the outside. And so many times defenses say, okay, we've got you hemmed in. But if you're running the football, at least you know where everyone is coming from. You don't have to worry about the backside at all. That allows you to run with a little bit more confidence as you traverse down the field.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Here's Herbert. Eluding the pressure right. And that's off the mark, incomplete.
What will look like a march to the end zone has hit a momentary roadblock with that incompletion. No need to panic. They just got to come up with a high percentage play call and see if they can get their offense back on track.
A handoff, it's Eckler. And he gets stopped up at the 31 after a gain of maybe a yard.
You know, we pause for an injury here. It looks like it's Keenan Allen who's in some pain down there. While the medical staff checks on him, we'll step aside in this Week 1 contest. Now play number 8 on this drive, and they need 9 yards to pick up the first on 3rd. Now Herbert with it, looking to pass. Toward the sideline, it's complete. An athletic grab, but still well short of the first.
Hopkins on for the field goal. A 48-yard attempt.
Hopkins' kick is good.
And they stretch the lead to 6. It's 20-14 now.
So a nice kick there as they're able to add on to their lead.
And that's exactly what you're looking to do. Maneuver yourself into range. That way, if your drive stalls out, you're able to get something out of it. And they do so right there.
Phillips, he's not going to bring this one out, so they will begin the drive at the 25. The Raiders heading out to take over. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Now a deep ball there on 2nd down, but it'll wind up incomplete. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Now Carr. And the Chargers rush is going to get there. Down he goes. Joey Bosa in there to get him once again. That's 2 sacks for him now here on opening day.
A CD, you know, so often we talk about quarterbacks holding on to the ball too long. Well, we can't say that there. He had no time to do much of anything.
Yeah, that's when we turn to your lineman and say, guys, can I get a little help here? And you have to ask politely because, remember, they're blocking for you the entire game. But as a quarterback, you've also got to have the clock running in your head when you need to get rid of the football. But this time, he had no chance. They were on him instantly.
The Charger drive about to get going. Yeah, they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
Meanwhile, Herbert's throw going into the hands of Williams.
And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out.
A Charger first there as Herbert finds Williams.
And these guys certainly are not hiding what their intention is. They're absolutely showing it. They're definitely not going to sit on this lead here in the 4th quarter.
Some good games around the league here early in week 1, and this one's shaping up to be as good as any of them as we come up on a 1st and 10.
And Herbert able to get this one to Eckler out of the backfield.
That'll go for a gain of 7, and that'll bring up 2nd down. Again, Herbert. That's complete to the tight end, Everett.
And he's going to be marked down just inside the 35.
On 3rd down, here's Eckler. And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage. It's a gain of 4 there, and it gives him a new set of downs.
I like a guy who understands the situation. I also like a guy who you look at him and you say, that looks like a guy who knows the coach is going to say, guess what? You drop this one, you'll be carrying around the training facility for an entire week.
Maybe flashback to high school or college, carrying it around campus, right?
Maybe the old gauntlet drill, right? Anyone get the ball out while he's sitting in class and bring it back to the coach? He's in big trouble.
Herbert setting up to throw on 1st down. He'll rifle this one deep right side.
That one tipped, and it's incomplete. But good hands there defensively. It's 2nd down.
Out of the gun, Eckler running it. About 3 yards there to the 27. They got to get to the 20 to keep the drive alive on 3rd down. Here's Herbert.
He dumps it to Eckler underneath, and he'll be marked down right at the 20-yard line.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon. It looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. At that time, they pick up a 1st down. So now on defense, you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going.
Herbert operating from the red zone.
That's caught, and it's Eckler again. And they're going to get this down to about the 17-yard line here.
2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8.
From the 17, Herbert escaping the pressure right. And he's going to hook up with his big tight end, complete.
And the Chargers are going to have a 1st and goal as he'll be taken down at the 7-yard line.
And how nice is it for him to know that when he gets outside the pocket, he's got a reliable tight end he can go to. So he's able to look his way, find his big target, and set up 1st and goal.
Herbert back to the air. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete. 2 of their 3 red zone trips so far they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on 2nd and goal. He's going to get this one out to his fullback. And this play doesn't go anywhere. Backwards, losing yardage to the 11. So that'll go as a 4-yard loss on the play. And that'll bring up a 3rd down and goal.
Heck of a play there to get to him quickly and get him down for a loss.
I think they did a really nice job getting ready for this game, scouting, watching film, and understanding defensively what the play design was.
A big play if you think about it right now in this season opener. It's 3rd and goal.
Now it's Herbert. Flush to his right. And probably the wise decision there. No one open. He just throws it away. And that keeps the field goal on the table as it's 4th down. So here we go. Maybe the biggest kick of the game forthcoming. This to make it a 2-score game. Hopkins' kick is good. And that will make this a 9-point lead. So that's a big one. Obviously, Charles makes it a 2-score game. His 3rd field goal of the game, able to knock it through.
Yeah, not exactly free and clear yet, but as a defense, you get to play a little bit looser, don't you? Because you do now have a little bit of a margin of error, don't you?
This taken in at the goal line. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21.
The Raiders offense now, they trot back out.
See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled-out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He'd love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
Well, collectively as a defense, Charles, I think if you get 4 sacks a game, you're feeling really good. Now they have 6 as a unit.
And that type of a number is just staggering because there's so many ways to try and counteract it. But in this case, they've got no answers for this unrelenting pressure coming at their quarterback.
Another try after the first down sack. Carr. And that's complete to Adams. The Raiders on third down. They've struggled to the tune of 2 for 8 so far. This is 3rd and 10. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete. Now Carr, got to have this one. The left side throw complete to Adams.
And he is going to have a Raiders first down as they wind up getting 13 there on 4th down.
The time to pull out the stops is now, and they convert there on 4th down. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Again, it's Carr. It's complete to Cole. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. 23 yards, the final tally. A great job pulling that one in from a guy, as we know, who can really blaze. He's got a lot of speed.
And that speed can work for him so many different ways. Sometimes he just takes off and goes and just runs past people. Sometimes you get people to back off so far that you can catch everything underneath. But still, at some point in the game, you probably have to make some contested catches, right? Sometimes you have to go up and beat a defender for the football. He has that in his arsenal as well.
Showed it right there. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. From the gun, it's Carr. And too much juice. It'll be out of bounds, incomplete. And on 3rd and 5, this will be the 8th play of the drive. Here's Carr to throw. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Michael Davis. The 20. And he brings this one back. It's a pick 6 and a Charger TD.
Well, this secondary just continues to be a force. Multiple interceptions in this game, and now the pick 6.
And the thing about it is once you get an interception as a unit, you think to yourself, okay, we got that. How do we increase it the next time? Get the interception, do a little more damage, but there's your outcome right there. Take it to the house and break down what they're trying to do offensively.
So now the Chargers are going to bring the offense back out to go for 2 here. They're going to keep it on the ground. And he will get into the end zone to bump the lead up to 3 scores. And there's a quick momentum swing. INT return for a pick 6, and then the 2-point conversion goal.
And even if you're keeping your wits about you, you're thinking to yourself, okay, extra point block team going into the game now. All of a sudden you're hearing defense, everyone's scrambling for their helmets and throwing down their cups of water. That's a great position for them to be in, trying to score against that team. A little bit disjointed.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. The Vegas offense ready for their next possession. Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again. We all know he's one of the better quarterbacks quarterbacks in the league, but definitely not today. His team trailed by multiple touchdowns and a late sack. Just a parting gift from the defense for him to take back to the locker room with him.
So now Carr and the Raiders dealt a 3rd and long after that sack. Running straight ahead is Jacobs. And not much there as he gets it up to about the 5-yard line. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. Well, you always hate to see injuries, especially tough here in week 1. Just hoping this is nothing serious. We'll take a quick timeout. Here's A.J. Cole now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he's able to get it out quickly, and this is not a bad kick here. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. And the L.A. offense ready for this next possession. It's been a dominant performance to this point, Charles, and this is probably exactly how they scripted this and envisioned it. They got a 3-score lead, 4th quarter, and a chance if they want to continue to pour it on here.
It is their call, isn't it? I mean, the way that they have taken on this game and the way that they have carried this game and have dominated this game, you're exactly right. You don't shoot up down the stretch. You're on the arrow of, hey, if you don't want us to do this to you, then you need to stop us. Their call to finish this one off.
First down, and they stick with Eckler. And a good push up front, and he's able to navigate his way down inside the 30. 84 yards rushing for him now here in week 1. A very solid start to this new campaign.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
And they'll let the quarterback keep it here on 1st and 10. And he'll take this down just shy of the 25-yard line. Give him 3 on the keeper there, and it is 2nd down. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. Balled at the 26, 2nd and 7. Herbert will give this one to Eckler. And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3.
He was brought down by Bill Nichols. That's a gain of 3. Brings up 3rd and 3.
It's Eckler again. And he won't get close. Only a yard, 4th and 3. Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
Hopkins' kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further. Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line. And now here come the Raiders. We said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Carr. Caught out right by Renfro. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 18 seconds remaining. Carr's throw pulled in by Renfro. Now another timeout called for by the offense. That'll leave him with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. They fake the handoff. Now Carr.
That's caught by Waller out left side. And whistles, and they take their final timeout with 7 seconds left. Carr looking to throw on 3rd and 2. And that will be incomplete as time has run out on this football game.
Well, this was not just the opener of a brand new season, but this was a division game here in week 1. And to come through with a 1-0 start against a division opponent gives you a little something extra heading forward for the rest of the season.
Yeah, let's pile it all into one game, right? Opening the season, and you open within the division. You knew the motivation was going to be there on both sidelines. One just executed better and earned the win.
So, for the Chargers, they begin the new year 1-0 as they come out victorious here.